Hey, you guys, it is Crystal Lopez here from crystalandcomp.com. And look who I took with me to the store. We needed milk. We were down to just half a gallon, and we needed sandwich bread, and we needed eggs. We literally needed milk, bread, and eggs. So we ran in to get that. And I said, Lenny, go with me. I want to show you this really awesome clearance area for bread. And he's like, okay. So let me show you. Egg prices, that big thing of eggs is $16.74 on Saturday night, when just Wednesday during the day it was, wait for it, $19. So look, prices are coming down, or they're fluctuating, who knows. Anyway, so I showed him the incredible he's like, really, just to save 50 cents? But I mean, it all adds up. So at first glance, he's like, ooh, those Hawaiian rolls, they are $1.50, what is it, $1.84 off, which he thought at first was a great deal, but they expired that day. A lot of this, some of this stuff was already expired, and they weren't doing a good job of paying attention to that. But there were some good deals here. So these breads, that one was expired, so I put it off to the side. But um, that's the dollar bread that I've told you guys about. They had some that was sliced and not sliced. I did find one that was not sliced that I grabbed. That one underneath there is an everything flavoring French bread, and Lenny was like, no, that doesn't sound good. Those ciabattas were very interesting to me. They were $1.23 off a piece. They expired that day. So if I'm going to get them, I'm going to need to freeze them if I'm not using them right away. If you're wanting to get some hamburger buns, hot dog buns that are a little more elevated than what's on the typical bread aisle, that's more bakery style, this is a great place to look, especially when some of that stuff can be really expensive. So just be paying attention to, if it's something that you really will use, it's 100% worth it. I know that we will use this stuff. And I did go ahead and grab this thing of already seasoned garlic bread and saved 62 cents. And Lenny really thought that was silly, but I'm interested to try it. I want to see how it is. I'm going to toss it in the freezer. What do we have to lose? Now, the other bread clearance area, which really is like the pastries, this stuff, honestly, it's a bunch of sugar. So the donuts, I don't know that you could freeze the donuts. Now, the cinnamon rolls, they may be an option, but look, that expires that day. Like, we are here at the store an hour before they close, and all it is a dollar something off. Those donuts, I don't know how that would freeze. But, if you're going to use something right now, $2.98 for 4 delicious muffins, or $2.75 for 4 delicious muffins. Actually, what's the difference in those? They look like the same thing. Were they mispriced? Those cinnamon rolls, I don't think that's a terrible price. How will it freeze? I don't know, but I wasn't there to stock up on sugar. Here's the thing that really annoyed me, and Lenny brought it up too. He's like, okay, wait a minute. So for example, those graduation cupcakes, they're very specific. They're graduation cupcakes. They are only, so they normally go for $7.97. They expire that day. They're only $2.63 off. What are they going to do with that in 2 hours from now? They're going to throw it away. Why is that stuff not more discounted? Okay, I did go ahead and grab some bacon. I was walking around a little bit showing Lenny some of the how I want to do this video about buying meat for under $5 or under to feed your family. But we did need bacon because I had made French toast and used up, we're only down to 1 package of bacon left. And since I bought those Gouda sandwiches, I wanted to make sure that I had enough bacon, because we'll do pancakes and bacon, French bread or French toast and bacon. So we were looking through these prices. This shocked me. Bar S, you would typically think is going to be the cheapest. It's actually $7.23 a pound. You've got to pay attention to those kinds of things, because that's not even a full pound there. This was the cheapest for $3.47, but it's irregular slices. It's like odds and ends. I guess it's not officially odds and ends, but just irregular slices. There was another package that was odds and ends. This Black Label by Hormel was on sale. Now you got to pay attention, because some of this is 12 ounces and some of it is 16 ounces. So 16 ounces would be a full pound. What we ended up finding was this right here for $4.96, and it was 24 ounces, so a pound and a half for $7.44. And that's what I ended up grabbing. And that, I'll tell you later in the video some ideas that I have for that. But milk, bread, eggs, and then I went ahead and got a few more breakfast things and just a few little things to hold us over. Plus, wanted to see what was there on the bread, in the bread clearance. So we grabbed a couple of these. I'll tell you what we're going to do with that in just a bit. And ramen. I really need to go to Sam's to get ramen because that is the best place to get it. But I want to know, which do you buy, Top Ramen or the, I don't know, is that Marchand brand? I've never paid attention to the fact that these boxed ramens are two different brands. I know that there are other fancier ramen brands, but I always just, I don't know, I've never paid attention to the fact that there were two different brands down there with the boxed. One was Top Ramen and one is the other brand. Okay, so where are we at for our budget so far? Remember, this month I'm trying to feed my family for $600, but I'm willing to go to $700. I've bought hardly any meat, honestly. I am shopping for the best deals possible. So far, we have, until this video, we had spent $537.49. With this, it's $52.20 being added to it, putting us at $589.69. And it's a reality to me that we're not going to meet $600, but I think we absolutely will stay at the $700 budget. But again, I have bought little meat this entire month. I've used what I had in my freezer. All right, you guys, we've got everything set up on the table, and here's a quick look at everything that we purchased. I'm going to tell you a little bit more about what I'm going to do with the different things and why I decided to grab them and what this is going to look like. All right, so let me start right here. That was the quick look. If that's all that you want to see, you've seen it. I'm just going to go over each item, a little detail or information about it, and then what I plan to do with it. So we were out of juice, and so I did grab another thing of cran grape juice. That won't last very long, a couple of days, and but it's something that the kids do enjoy drinking. And then there's the milk. I wish that I had the refrigerator room right now for to have bought 2 gallons of milk so that I had 2.5 gallons in the fridge, but I just don't have room for it. We just cut up a watermelon, and it takes up a lot of room in the refrigerator in the big bowl. So it's fine. Now we've got 1.5 gallons of milk. We'll be fine. I did go ahead and buy the eggs, 2 18 counts, so that's 36 eggs total. The only next level cheaper option would have been to buy the 60 eggs, and I just don't have room in my fridge right now for that. So this is a good deal. The only thing I don't like is when you buy them like this, I can't open this to make sure. I mean, I guess I could break it open in the store, but I'm hoping that there are no broken eggs in there. So these 36 eggs should last us close to the rest of the month. If we have eggs a couple of times for breakfast, and then, odds and ends here and there. So it's one thing to have eggs for breakfast as like the main thing. And then it's another thing to have eggs that are just used as kind of a thing for making breakfast, like the French toast. It only takes a couple of eggs to make that, right? Opposed to everybody needing to eat 3 or so eggs for breakfast. I did grab some of these as well. We like to have these on hand. These are a great addition to breakfast, but I also like to heat these up in the air fryer, and then I will take one and cut it in half, and we can do potato, egg, and cheese breakfast tacos, and one hash brown will do 2 breakfast tacos, and they heat up really well in the air fryer. So tonight I used the last of our hash browns when I made French toast for dinner, so I needed to grab some more of those. We did get some bananas. We went ahead and got green ones so that hopefully they last a little bit longer. The last batch that we bought, we almost did not get them all eaten before they completely rotted. It's like avocados and bananas. Not ready, not ready. Ready, you better eat them now. All of them. It's so crazy. I did go ahead and grab another one of these. The kids really liked this when I made it the other night. It's such an easy thing to make. I will probably make these for lunch one day in the next week or so, and I still have some queso left that is in the pantry that Lenny bought a few months back. He bought a whole bunch of them in bulk, and or quite a few of them, and I still have a couple that I can use to put on top of these. They make a great lunch or a really easy dinner. And then the bacon, my goodness. So we were looking, I really want to do a whole video for you guys that is $5 or under meat options. And Lenny and I kind of looked a little bit tonight at all the meat options at Walmart, but since it's an hour before closing on a weekend, everything was really picked over and kind of a mess. But I was showing him just how little options there are for meat that is $5 or under. And if you're trying to make a meal for $10, you know, if half of your budget, if more than half of that $10 budget is going to meat, that doesn't leave room for much of anything else. For vegetables, for a starch, I mean, it's really a lot of the budget is going to meat in that scenario, right? So I've been trying to find solutions. What are the meats that can be purchased and can be stretched out as far as possible for $5 or under? So we did some looking around tonight. I think we're going to be able to make a really good video for you with that. But that leads me to this bacon. And this is bacon. We will not eat all of this at one time for one breakfast. We will use these to make, use a few pieces to make breakfast tacos. So like maybe a fourth of it to make breakfast tacos, or like tonight I still have one more Sam's Club bacon in the freezer, but that's only going to last for, one breakfast or whatever. So I think I can get at least 2 breakfasts out of this. And I went ahead and bought the 24 ounces because the price was better per unit. But my goodness, even bacon is so expensive. Everything is just so pricey right now. It is so expensive. So when we were looking at all the clearance stuff, and there were all the donuts that were on clearance, Lenny said, which I was not going to buy any of them, but Lenny said when he was a kid that his mom used to make donuts out of biscuits, or his sister used to make donuts out of biscuits. And I said, my mom used to do that too. Like, I think that's a pretty common thing that people do. But he wanted to make some for the kids. So we went ahead and grabbed these. I remember when these cans of biscuits were like less than 50 cents a piece for the Walmart brand. Now they are 97 cents a piece. So that'll make some donuts. We'll have fun with it. I'm eager to see what he makes. My mom used to make them. She would do a couple of different ones. She would make them and then dip them in like pre-bought cake icing, or she would dip them in a cinnamon sugar mixture, or she would do like a powdered sugar on top. So I'm eager to see how he does it. I know they'll be yummy, and I think the little kids will really like it. All right, I already told you about the eggs. This was the bread that I needed for sandwiches. We've still got some sliced turkey that we need to use up, that we have about half of it left. And then bread's just good to have on hand for peanut butter and jelly, for grilled cheese, for all the things. So we go through bread pretty quickly around here. I did get another box of saltines. We are really liking having the saltine crackers. Meat and cheese and crackers, that's really yummy. Peanut butter and crackers, or just crackers by themselves. There's lots of different options. And then the best price for ramen is at Sam's. But I have not gotten in there in the last, it's been since the beginning of the month since I've been into Sam's. I really need to run in there because I'm paying more than I should for this ramen, but this was the best option that they had. Hey, I do need to go and get more flushable wipes from Sam's, and in the meantime, I just went ahead and grabbed one of these. They didn't have a lot of options for bigger packages of them. They had individuals like this, or you could get a 2-pack, or you could get a box, and it was mostly dude wipes and stuff like that. So I just grabbed one of these. I need to go to Sam's. I'll have to get dog food, laundry detergent, ramen, and I'll need to get some of these. So this will be good for now. Now here is the bread that we bought on clearance. And Lenny's like, for 62 cents savings, just buy one that's not about to expire. But I am really adamant. I think that these are going to be some good options. So let me tell you what we're going to do with this. This is garlic bread it's already got the garlic stuff on it. It was $1.38. I'm going to go ahead and freeze this, and this will be good to have any night that we have pasta or chicken or what have you, and it'll keep for a little while in the deep freezer. This is one of those Italian loaves. All of these expire today. So I need to put them in the freezer today. This is one of those Italian loaves. So instead of being $1, it was 48 cents. This will be a great one. I mean, obviously it's not in supreme wrapping, so we're not going to want to keep it in the freezer for, 3 months. But I think as long as we use it in the next couple of weeks, we'll be fine. And then I thought these were a really good deal. I got one and then I ended up going back and getting another one because I think they're going to be really good for bacon, egg, and cheese breakfast sandwiches. These will freeze really well. And as long as we use them in the next month or so, I think we will be fine. But we saved $1.23 on each one. So they were only $2.75 a piece, which I think is a really good price for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You get 6 in each package. So that is 12 breakfast sandwiches, or you could even have lunch sandwiches, turkey and cheese on one of these ciabatta rolls. Anyway, I think that's going to be a really good treat, and it's going to freeze easily, and it'll be great to have it on hand, and then we can just take out however many we need at a time and call it a day and make our breakfast sandwiches. Or you could make all your breakfast sandwiches in advance and then wrap them in foil and take them out as you need them. All right, guys, this was $52 and I think 2 cents. Here you go. This is what $52 is buying. And you notice each time I do one of these, I have canned tuna or a thing of bacon or some lunch meat. Like, we're not buying lots of meat here. And this stuff is still just so expensive. All right, here you go. Wanted to show you what $52 will buy, and wanted to show you what the bread clearance looks like on a Saturday night, an hour before closing. And I will add up real quick what we've spent so far. Remember, we're trying to, initially I had said $600 for the month for our family of 7. I wanted to keep our grocery bill at $600. But I was okay if we had to go to $700. It's definitely looking like we're very close to the $600 mark, and we'll be keeping it at $700 or under. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the next video.